SGA Senator Parker Boggs is used to being the dissenting voice. As a conservative on the JMU campus, he's often in the minority regarding politics. In a recent poll on the niche website that tracks whether a student body leans left or right, 44% of JMU students consider themselves liberal, while another 16% consider themselves conservative. With this backdrop, Boggs voted against a new SGA elections amendment that would give the SGA Election Commission prior review of all social media campaign posts.
It's not that it's personal. This is about the First Amendment. This is about our Constitution. If James Madison were alive today, I'm pretty sure he'd see that and that clause and understand that that is a blatant violation of what he fought for so hard.
But JMU student body president doesn't see it that way.
I couldn't give you a practical example of how that does limit free speech. Does it restrict content? It's up to interpretation. Like I said, I couldn't do that. It would never come close to a manner that would really violate someone from talking about issues that they truly care about on campus that affect the student body in a vast way.
Meanwhile, JMU's class of 2026 president says the amendment's point is to ensure the election cycle stays above board and professional.
It's really just a precaution for the candidates and for SGA as a whole to make sure that we're not spreading misinformation, that we're checking over things, that we are keeping a professional reputation.
Election Commissioner Riley Gilbert sees it in yet a different light. In a written statement to The Breeze, she says, quote, "The purpose in this section in the elections policy was to check grammatical errors, copyright issues, accessibility issues, accurate dates and times, and inappropriate endorsements." Boggs says the policy isn't clear on those points, and while striking down misinformation is a noble cause, it is also a violation of the First Amendment.
You can combat misinformation by combating it after it comes out. Misinformation, whether we disagree with it or not, is still protected under the First Amendment, right? And it's that core belief, too, is that misinformation, while it is very important and it absolutely should be addressed, that still has the right to be posted. And then it can be reviewed by the commission and say, you know, they can go into detail after. But it shouldn't be done before the process.
In the famous New York Times versus Sullivan case in 1964, the U.S. Supreme Court held that false statements and hyperbole are protected and, quote, inevitable in free debate. After the sole dissenting vote against the amendment, what's the next step?
The fight continues. It does. And because I'm not going to let this next election have that happen. I'm going to ensure that I fight within SGA to make sure that our First Amendment right for all Dukes are protected across the board.
And on that, both sides can agree. SGA Elections Commissioner Riley Gilbert said in a statement to The Breeze, "This was never meant to become a matter of students' rights to voice their opinions on campus." Gilbert went on to say, "This policy will be amended in the future to reflect our proper intentions with the matters listed above." Reporting for Breeze TV, I am Noel James.